goddesses of the Europeans were black. They could have chosen their own women, they chose some of their own women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the act.
Peace, family. Yo, thank you for joining us, right? And I'm thrilled to announce the fact that we are now releasing our first free e-course. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey, see some of the stuff we do. Come and join the tribe up with us, and check out the free e-course. We'll make sure that the URL pop up right about here, and it'll probably be somewhere in here. Check us out, family, because we are building. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey, and let's build together.
It was later on in history led to profound conceptions of the woman as inferior, and sometimes in some civilizations as essentially evil. So she's supposed basis. It was a sort of bedrock for a reality that could give the woman greater freedom and power. It is not an accident, therefore, that many of the goddesses of the Europeans were black. They could have chosen their own women, they chose some of their own women, but the most important goddesses were black. Not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the African own women, but the most important goddesses were black. Not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the golden fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a
Peace. This is Brother Hot Chill, and this segment is called On Mile 3. Let me say that again. I'm on mile 3, and thoughts hit me when I'm on mile 3. Now, of course, those that's been following the journey know that I have a 360-mile quest. It's a challenge to see if in a year's time, you could cover over 360 miles in your journey towards self. Now, let me make this clear. The workout that we're talking about, I don't want the boring workout. I don't want the workout where you ain't having fun and it's all pain and gain. I want you to really get involved with your exercise. I want you to take time during the time that you're doing your quest and really seek answers in your life. When you're running, it gives you time to think about what's going on. When you're doing the rolling, it gives you time to focus on you and how your body moves. It allows you to find your personal rhythm. This is a spiritual quest. Although using physical means, it's a spiritual quest that you can use to, within a year, make major changes in your life. So, come on the quest with me. So, I'm going to be checking in every now and then, giving inspiration, and talking about some of the thoughts that come across my mind as I'm trying to meditate and pray. Now, one of the things that I'm going to suggest is that when you have problems in your life, an individual people pops up in your meditation or your prayer, is to take a moment, reflect, don't get involved with the thought, and whether it's negative or positive about what you're thinking, send that person a prayer. Pray for that person. And pray for yourself to be able to forgive. Because when we knocking off these miles and knocking off those clouds and knocking off that pain, in order for us to change, we have to let some of the old stuff go. All right? So once again, this is how Tim talking to you about the 360-mile quest challenge. You can join me on GNJMedia.support.blogspot.com and get your form, fill it out every morning, and check out the data as it grows. And look at your progression. Look at your miles and your time increase each time you add. So, on to my thought of the day. Oh, by the way, my quest is fueled by oxy water. Check it out. Oxy water. Now, here we go. Entitlement. As I was running today, and also last night, as I stopped in at the hookah shop to meet with one of my advisors, one of my friends, to talk about life, one of the major issues that popped up and been with me all night is this issue of entitlement. And it kind of fit into the piece that I did earlier called Attitude Adjustment. Because when people, for some reason, when people feel they are entitled, they lose the sense of gratitude. They lose the kindness that human relationships thrive on. And as a matter of fact, I think entitlement may put some people off their path, off their journey, because when you are entitled, you don't have to necessarily work for what you get. You get things free because you deserve it. Or laws say you deserve it, or appearance say you deserve it. So the thing that we are entitled to, and the people that give us the things that we feel we're entitled to, we sometimes take for granted. We don't look at the fact that entitlement is totally a man-made law. It's not necessarily a law that's active in nature. A lion is not entitled to a gazelle. A farmer is not entitled to a good crop. Hell, you're not entitled to another day of life. So to run them all and get entitlements and treat the people, everything you get entitled with as something not valuable, not only destroys your character, but it destroys the institutions that's providing the entitlements. Now, I think what may even be worse than a person who feel that they are entitled may be the person who feels that they are entitled to give. They have the right to give, even though they don't have the resources or the know-how to give. Now, one of the major entitlement pieces that I'm dealing with is education. Education is from kindergarten to 12th grade an entitlement. Could it be that a lot of our kids, especially ones I'm working with, hopefully some of y'all are working with a different population and can give me hope, but maybe because education is entitled, it's not valued by the children or the parents. Let's go even deeper. How about forgiveness or the love of a parent? If I feel that I'm entitled to it, then I may not do what's necessary for me to recuperate or to pay back that love. Entitlement is false. Entitlement destroys. Now, I do know people do need help. And I chose to live my life in giving people help. But one of the things that I have done is when I run into an entitlement person, I step away. If I can, I wouldn't do it. Because when they feel they're entitled, they not only will destroy themselves, if you're not giving them what they feel they deserve, they will try to destroy you. This is Brother Hakim, and I'm at Hard for you. And I'll talk to you soon. With that, I say peace.
Get out of the old and get into the new at Dutro Ford Lincoln Nissan. When you drive one of our vehicles, you'll discover the thrill that only comes from driving a Dutro vehicle. Why buy at Dutro's Auto? We offer a great selection, quality reputation, and competitive pricing. And our customer satisfaction is second to none. Discover the thrill of driving a Dutro vehicle today. Dutro Ford Lincoln Nissan in Zanesville, Muskingum County's largest volume dealer. You will pay less and get more at Dutro.
Peace. This is Brother Hakim coming with another installment of On Mile 3. I'm on my third mile, and tonight I'm eating about 6 clicks, or 6 miles for dinner, and I'm chasing it down with a bottle of oxy water. You know, Gye-Nyame journey is fueled by oxy water. Now, let's get this topic in hand. First off, I'd like to welcome all those who have joined me on the 360-mile Quest Challenge. That's right. I'm getting them in. You know, tomorrow I'm going to look up the health benefits of at least 200 miles a day, or 7 miles a week, or 30 miles a month, and see how big of a difference it can measurably make in a person's life. Not only physically, but of course, I'm always looking at the mental and the spiritual side. So, on to the talk of the day, or in this 3-mile piece. Now, the noise in the background, excuse it, I'm running, and I'm out here Cleveland Avenue. So, listen close. But I do want you to notice this. I'm not as out of breath as I was on my earlier shoots. In a minute, I'm going to do mile 3, just like I would sit, just like if I was sitting still. But I gotta be dedicated. I gotta be focused. I gotta make it happen. All right. Talk of the day. Here we go. Now, a while ago, I wrote a blog called Make It Happen. It's a story, and I'm going to get into that. But also, I did a haiku about the economic system. I wrote about the economic system. And then the haiku, I basically said that we no longer was in an economy that needed people to work jobs. We were an economy for entrepreneurs. This economy don't need people looking for jobs. It needs people making jobs. Now this was reinforced today because before I took my run, the financial consultant that be on PBS was on a talk show, and she basically said the same thing. So, I want to talk about that a little bit. And it kind of fits in line with what we've been talking about. The relationships, the attitudes, all that. So, here we go. Now, a while ago I wrote a story called Make It Happen. And the inspiration for that story was Star Trek Enterprise movie, or Star Trek The Next Generation. And you have an order where you have a captain, you have what's called as number one, or the second in command, you have the security officer, then the science officer. You have an order in that thing. And each of those individuals are geniuses, and they work as one body. Now the captain just happened to be the brain. And one thing that he always say when they came to a decision was make it so. Make it so. In the streets, we say make shit happen. Same concept. And that's the mind state that we have to start producing to get out of this economic slump. We got to make shit happen. Long gone is the time where individual could work 30 years and retire. Long gone is the promise that going to college will make you a success. Long gone all those things. The one thing that's guaranteed is that we're living in a time of turmoil, we're living in a time of change. And those people who have historically benefited, who have historically taken advantage of these type of times, have been entrepreneurs. Now, this is what I want to say. We make shit happen, making it so. A true hustler, and that not to be negative, a true hustler can make shit happen with absolutely nothing. I want you to think about that. A true hustler, no matter how bad the times are, no matter what the government is doing, will always make something happen. Always. Whether it's illegal. And that spirit is what we need to harness here today. Think about this. We got these presidential debates going on, and one of the major issues that I'm hearing about is jobs. Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I know government is not in a position to create jobs. As a matter of fact, all the jobs that the government created drain the economy that they're in. When they create a job, that means they have to raise taxes to pay for that job, which means those people who don't work for the government get to pay higher taxes, which make life harder for everybody. Now, a true hustler, somebody that makes it so, somebody that makes it happen, It don't matter what the government do. So forget what the Democrats are saying, forget what the Republicans are saying, because government can do nothing but lay down basic laws. And hopefully the people will follow. But a true hustler, regardless of whether interest rates are high or extremely low, regardless of whether the banks are loaded or not, a true hustler makes shit happen. And this is what I'm putting on you. What are you making happen in your life? With this 360-mile challenge quest, you have an opportunity to make shit happen in your life. If it ain't nothing but getting up, running a mile. But let me tell you this, while you running a mile, who knows what problem you saw in your life? So how you doing? So keep on listening, keep on pushing, keep getting your miles in, keep getting your meditations in, keep it all in, because what I want to do is I'm going to put the statistics up on the blog so people can see how we progressing as a group as far as reaching our miles. So, with that, Brother Hatim says peace, and with that, Gye-Nyame journey and the 360-mile quest is powered by Oxywater, which I'm going to follow this run up with. So with that, I say peace.
With your yard being your favorite escape these days, don't let mosquitoes ruin the moment. At Orkin, our techs are still hard at work, trained and equipped to serve you during this time. With a customized, science-based treatment plan, we can help keep your yard a safe haven. And now when you sign up for a mosquito service from Orkin with promo code Red Cross, we'll donate $25 to the American Red Cross up to $100,000, supporting critical blood drives throughout the country at a time when blood shortages are widespread. Click the ad to learn more.
Alright, what's up now? This is Brother Hatim. As you hear, once again, I'm on mile 3. And I am high, spiritual high, because my ankle has been bothering me, and it's not bothering me right now. I've been adjusting my style and reading books trying to perfect my method, in a sense, doing what I'm about to talk to you about. I'm creating my own thing. Listen, I have a book of wisdom that I often refer to, and it's called The African Openings to the Tree of Life. You can look it up. You can find it. There's only one publisher that produces it. But if you follow my blog, as well as my radio show, I've been told many stories how I was blessed to have this book come into my life. Well, anyway, there's a proverb in there that says, the best life is built on systematic processes. Now, that's not the exact quote. So those of you that are in my study classes that know the exact quote, please forgive me. All right? But you've gone in on your response to is talk about what the actual proverbs say, word for word. But the key piece that I'm on to build on is the best life is built on systematic processes. Not only built on systematic processes, it's understanding that life is built around processes and systems. Now, a lot of us go through life not realizing that life is built on processes and systems. Not only the human life, but nature as well. Now, in nature, we can look at the systematic process through the cycles of the seasons. We can look at the systematic process with the moon shifting, with the solar they're often not. We need to look at these processes, these cycles that our ancestors built their lives on. And by understanding that these cycles exist, we can build them into our life to make our lives better. Now, men and women, we cling to systematic processes because it makes life comfortable for us. It gives us something that is, in most cases, predictable. In this world, the safest thing for a human being is something that can be predicted, something that gives you the illusion of safety and stability. And that's what systems do. So first, we need to understand that before I get into building your own. Now, it took me a while to figure out that life ain't haphazard, that it's built on systems. Although I've been trying to build systems my whole life, I never really labeled it as such. But that's exactly what I do. I build and I develop systems. And in my late 30s, early 40s, I had to sit back and really look at what was going on around me. Those that were successful in life were able to either get into systems and develop processes, or develop systems and develop processes to make their life better. Whether I was going to work for the state, I was able to fit into a system that would pay me well at that time and be able to live the rest of my life because I was able to plug in and understand and work somebody else's system. And in some cases, develop some processes to make that system work better. Or success came from those that were able to go out and develop their own systems. Yes, you have the Microsofts, you have the small businesses that were started and it's being able to supply people a living for generations. They developed their own systems. So, now, coming from a Gye-Nyame view, you have three types of individuals, and you need to really kind of identify what type of individual you are so that you know what you need to do. Now, in Gye-Nyame, we have a definite difference between a soldier and a warrior. One is not necessarily better than the other. Both of them are necessary. All right? So let's go in at these differences and apply them to systems. Let's start with the soldier. The soldier is one that's able to take orders and accomplish the task at hand. It requires no thought. Not saying that the soldier can't think, but the soldier understands order, he understands, or she understands systems, and they are able to work with it. As a matter of fact, it makes life comfortable for them. A true soldier, as long as they are in the system, as long as they have order, you can march them to death. Now, so a soldier is an individual. If you are a soldier, you need to recognize that and think, are you totally comfortable with systems? Do you like systems? Do you like other people's systems? That's the most important piece right there. Do you look for security in things? Do you want things to be predictable? And there's nothing wrong with being a soldier. Because I know plenty of soldiers who at my age right now are retired and now are able to travel the world and enjoy themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're a soldier, be clear on that. Understand that. Do you take orders well? If you're a soldier, then you need to embrace that and recognize that and go with the system that you are in. Matter of fact, use it to your highest potential, because by embracing the system, you become more successful. As a matter of fact, you begin to morph into the system and become one of those individuals that eventually will be running the system. You may not bring no change, but you will make that system efficient. You will develop processes to make that system better, and you will help that system grow. Now, the next person is that individual between the soldier and the warrior. This is the individual that could work with systems, but don't necessarily invest everything in systems. They get a job, and they can work that job, but they're always looking for something else. In their private, they may be developing little secret systems of their own, working with little ideas, taking time at the job, creating things for themselves because they can work a system. They understand order. They understand the necessity of systems. They understand the necessity of order, but they don't necessarily like being involved with it all the time. But they appreciate the comfort. They appreciate the stability in the world like we're living in right now. So, there you have the soldier warrior. Last piece is the warrior. Now, the warrior is the individual. I start walking now for those who heard me stop, so I could kind of cool down, have a nice cooling down process, but my ankle is doing fine. But back to the warrior. The warrior is the individual that is able or has a strong desire to be independent, has a strong desire to make their own way, and has a strong desire to create their own system. As a matter of fact, this desire is so strong that it's hard for them to work for others. It's hard for them to work inside the systems. They're the ones that are always finding a way to clog up things in the system and make it difficult for the system to work because they want the explanation of why things got to be the way they always have been. These are the individuals that you see just maybe getting a check, not really doing no money. Not doing no work. You know what I'm saying? Laid back. Now, I don't want to confuse this with lazy individuals because we can have a whole other chapter on lazy motherfuckers because that's a whole book right there. That's a whole chapter in my next book, The Lazy Motherfucker. I'm not talking about the lazy motherfucker. I'm talking about the warriors who end up getting caught in the system because they are fearful of stepping out and doing their own thing. Now, so the title of what I'm talking about today is Create Your Own. I'm in several situations where I've been blessed enough to be able to work in the system. I recognize where I'm at. I'm the soldier warrior. I'm able to work in system. I understand system. I understand the necessity of order. But I'm constantly trying to create things for myself. And I'm ready to move out with what I have. And I have done that before. And I will do it again. You know what I'm saying? But what I am talking about today is how helping those warriors out there who feel that they are trapped. Because what starts to happen is warriors start feeling trapped and start doing self-destructive things because they are fearful of getting out and doing their own thing. Warriors, create your own, man. If you can't fit into the system that you are in, create your own system. Create your own thing. Work it to the best of your ability. Because it's better to die with a morsel than to live in the kingdom that's not yours. I'm just being honest. You know, I'm coming from my perspective. I'm just saying, you need to create your own things. Now, I realize that systems are necessary. Now, I don't necessarily agree with what these systems do, but I do understand that systems are necessary because my whole life, when I reflect on it, I've been trying to develop systems. So I look at what's going on around me, and I try to do things better. And I'm creating systems to help other people and to help myself move in life in the way that they want to, and be able to live the way they want to. So warriors, look, if you know you're a warrior, you need to start creating your own thing. Stop trying to follow people. Stop going into other people's systems and fucking their shit up because you're not satisfied with how your life is and how things are. There's nothing wrong with being a warrior. There's nothing wrong with being a soldier. There's nothing wrong with being in between. But know where you are. If you're a warrior, stop going into people's shit and fucking it up and being upset and being dissatisfied with your life, doing self-destructive shit, fucking up other people's careers and shit because you upset and unhappy. Stop it. Stop it. This is Brother Hot Tim. I'm on mile 3, and I'm done. Peace. Good morning. Brother Hot Tim, I'm on mile 3. I know y'all can't hear me. It's kind of hard. It's cold out here. I'm trying to put my glove back on because I keep running. Trying to get my miles in. I wasn't able to get in there last night because emotions. I got overwhelmed with emotions. I got tired last night because I had some issues, professional and personal issues. And it's funny how sometimes when you have an opportunity to do things that you love, how when you invest your time into it, how it can help you heal and move through some old scars. And I'm going to talk about today old scars. Because sometimes these old scars or old sore bones ache, and because we have learned to numb out the pain or just expect it, we sometimes begin to think that the pain from these old scars is normal. Sort of like when with my ankle. My ankle is old scar for me trying to do a marathon 10 years ago. So I had to figure out what was causing it and how to change it. And I'm still working on it. But it's an old scar. So I could run on it because I could ignore the pain. So I got tired of ignoring the pain and I started looking for a cure for that pain. And I think in many of our lives, we become so used to some of the pains that come from some of these old scars that we don't look at this pain no more. We look right over it. We don't look at the opportunity for healing that comes from these old scars. Working with children sometimes, helping children can help you in this way. A lot of times you see children struggling with things that you struggled with when you was younger. And it brings up those old scars. Same thing with working with adults and helping adults. Sometimes you might see them struggling with something that may bring up some old pains. I'm giving you this challenge. Rather than trying to bury that old pain or ignore that old pain, explore it. Take it back to its root. See if you can either grow from it or eradicate it. Get to the source. Find out what's causing this pain in you. What caused that ache? And work that pain out. Because you may be surprised you may be surprised what may be in there for you. So, I'm keeping it short today. This is Brother Hot Tim. I'm on mile 3. I'm high. Endorphins are flowing through my body. I'm out running up under a full moon. The sun hasn't risen yet. The breath I can see the breath as I run. I'm sweating and it's ice cold out here. And I'm not even feeling it. My body is able to generate enough heat to keep me warm. And that's incredible for me. So for those of you that's out there, go check out the 360-mile challenge. Jump on board. It don't have to be for the beginning of the year. The 360-mile challenge starts the day that you sign up, the day that you start keeping track of your miles. Then you got a year from that day to complete your 360 miles. So, this is Tim. I'm on mile 3, and this is powered by Oxywater. And I'll be talking to you soon. With that, I say peace.
At Encova Insurance, we're committed to leaving a lasting impression in all communities we serve. We support local causes that mirror the values and interests of our associates, agents, and policyholders. We partner with organizations that are dedicated to improving lives. We are committed to building something greater than ourselves, encircling our communities with strength and support. We are Encova Insurance. Learn more at Encova.com.
Peace. This is Brother Hatim, and I'm greeting you on mile 3. So, you haven't heard from me for a while. That's cool because I'm staggering how I put these things on the internet anyway. It's taking a little bit of time. Make sure I get it right. Meet the requirements of being on my 3rd mile before I record anything. I'll be getting back to the interview soon, so bear with me. Today, I haven't ran for about 6 days. I was testing out my shoes. I also had the pleasure of going to Civil Reunion. And I didn't know that I was given the Gaylord Thomas Shoes Award, which is a distinct honor for me. Being Gaylord is one of my wisest and best mentors. Now, like I said before, I have truly been blessed with a whole lot of powerful men in my life. But Mr. Thomas talks to this. In the years that I've known him, I have been blessed with, I think this way, this 3rd mile high is going to be useful. Talking about the importance of having good mentors in your life. Seeking them out. As a matter of fact, in my book, Players Pyramid, for those that haven't read the book, there are 7 building blocks and 7 tools. You need all of those in order to build your personal pyramid, which is your symbol for success, your mental symbol for success, your actual plan that you lay out to construct your monument to time, to yourself, to your people, to your success. Whatever it is, you got the 7 blocks and you got the 7 tools. The last tool that you need to be able to master and hang on to is finding yourself a hero. Finding somebody that you can look up to and mold yourself to be like. Now, in using this tool, the major reason for this is, one, when we model ourselves after other people who have been successful in life, and especially successful at what we want to do, those people who have achieved what it is we're seeking have probably made all the mistakes that we may make. So by following up on their tutelage, by sitting at their feet and learning and listening, by reading their books, we may remove past some of the mistakes and be able to accelerate on our path to success. So it's important that each of us find a mentor. Like I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of people I look up to. But like I said, Mr. Thomas, Thomas is at the top of the heap. So y'all need to, those that's listening, go out and find your mentor. If you can't find him, go to the library. You know what I'm saying? If he dead or she dead, read about him. Read about some of their struggles. Because I'm guaranteed, if you want to mold yourself after him, more than likely, the roadmap is in their life. The roadmap is in their conversation. The roadmap is It's in their writings. All you have to do is be bold enough to seek it out. I often tell a lot of stories, and a major thing in my story usually is a mentor and mentee relationship. Because I believe that this is something that's really lacking nowadays, especially, let me say this, from what I see in my community. I inspire kids to find their leader, their hero, their guide, their mentor, also especially to adults. So, your goal today is to use tool number 7 and get out and find a hero. But I want to warn you about finding yourself a hero, finding yourself a mentor. When I talk about the tool in the book, I stress the point that we always got to understand and remember that our mentors, our heroes, are also human. So for us to be dealing with them and expect them not to make mistakes is asinine on our part. Everything makes mistakes. Actually, I honestly believe that's the perfection in life. We're looking for individuals who have made no mistakes. So my question is this: if an individual has made no mistakes in life, what does he have to teach you? If he has never experienced the pain of failure, he has never experienced the pain of making the wrong choice, if he has never experienced the pain of picking the wrong person to trust, if he has never been betrayed, if he has never did anything negative, my question to you is, what in the hell can he teach you? Or she teach you? If they have no wrongs, if they have no struggles, they have absolutely nothing to share with you. It's the struggles on this journey that make us who we are. It's the struggles that move us towards being the best that we can be. If there's no struggle, there's no need to improve. If everything is easy and come easy to you, there's no need for you to get better. So, when you find your mentor, realize that he's human, and don't place him so high on the pedestal that if he makes a human mistake, he falls off your pedestal and dies in your eyes. Because I don't think you would want to be treated like that. Maybe some of y'all foolish enough to want to be treated like that. But, just like you, I gave my advice. I'm high on mile 3. The endorphins is moving through my body. The pain is rolling. I'm probably doing the best time I done did. I done figured out what's going on with my shoes, by the way. Those that's going to try these Bibles, these 5-finger ones, the racing ones, they come kind of tight. So one of the things I noticed when I took the socks off and just ran, I know my feet is numb right now. It's kind of chilly right here. But once I took the socks off, it feel a lot better, a whole lot better. So that's a sidebar. With that, this brother Hakeem, I say peace. This is Brother Hakeem, and I'm greeting you on mile 3. So, you haven't heard from me for a while. That's cool because I'm staggering how I put these things on the internet anyway. It's taking a little bit of time. Make sure I get it right. Meet the requirements of being on my 3rd mile before I record anything. I'll be getting back to the interview soon, so bear with me. Today, I haven't ran for about 6 days. I was testing out my shoes. I also had the pleasure of going to Civil Reunion And I didn't know that I was given the Gaylord Thomas Service Award, which is a distinct honor for me. Being a Gaylord is one of my wisest and best mentors. Now, like I said before, I have truly been blessed with a whole lot of powerful men in my life. But Mr. Thomas tops the list. In the years that I've known him, I have been blessed with, I think this way, this 3rd Mile High is going to be useful. Talking about the importance of having good mentors in your life. Seeking them out. As a matter of fact, in my book, Players Pyramid, for those that haven't read the book, there are 7 building blocks and 7 tools. You need all of those in order to build your personal pyramid, which is your symbol for success, your mental symbol for success, your actual plan that you lay out to construct your monument to time, to yourself, to your people, to your success. Whatever it is, you got the 7 blocks and you got the 7 tools. The last tool that you need to be able to master and hang on to is finding yourself a hero. Finding somebody that you can look up to and mold yourself to be like. Now, in using this tool, the major reason for this is, one, when we model ourselves after other people who have been successful in life, and especially successful at what we want to do, those people who have achieved what it is we're seeking have probably made all the mistakes that we may make. So by following up on their tutelage, by sitting at their feet and learning and listening, by reading their books, we may remove past some of the mistakes and be able to accelerate on our path to success. So it's important that each of us find a mentor. Like I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of people I look up to. But like I said, Mr. Thomas, Thomas is at the top of the heap. So y'all need to, those that's listening, go out and find your mentor. If you can't find him, go to the library. You know what I'm saying? If he dead or she dead, read about him. Read about some of these struggles. Because I'm guaranteed, if you want to mold yourself after him, more than likely, the roadmap is in their life. The roadmap is in their conversation. The roadmap is in their writings. All you have to do is be bold enough to seek it out. I often tell a lot of stories, and a major thing in my story usually is a mentor and mentee relationship. Because I believe that this is something that's really lacking nowadays, especially, let me say this, from what I see in my community. I inspire kids to find their leader, their hero, their guide, their mentor, also especially to adults. So, your goal today is to use tool number 7 and get out and find a hero. But I want to warn you about finding yourself a hero, finding yourself a mentor. When I talk about the tool in the book, I stress the point that we always got to understand and remember that our mentors, our heroes, are also human. So for us to be dealing with them and expect them not to make mistakes is asinine on our part. Everything makes mistakes. Actually, I honestly believe that's the perfection in life. We're looking for individuals who have made no mistakes. So my question is this: If an individual has made no mistakes in life, what does he have to teach you? If he has never experienced the pain of failure, he has never experienced the pain of making the wrong choice, if he has never experienced the pain of picking the wrong person to trust, if he has never been betrayed, if he has never did anything negative, my question to you is, what in the hell can he teach you? Or she teach you? If they have no wrongs, if they have no struggles, they have absolutely nothing to share with you. It's the struggles on this journey that make us who we are. It's the struggles that move us towards being the best that we can be. If there's no struggle, there's no need to improve. If everything is easy and come easy to you, there's no need for you to get better. So, when you find your mentor, realize that he's human, and don't place him so high on the pedestal that if he makes a human mistake, he falls off your pedestal and dies in your eyes. Because I don't think you would want to be treated like that. Maybe some of y'all foolish enough to want to be treated like that. But, just like you, I gave him my advice. I'm high on mile 3. The endorphins is moving through my body. The pain is rolling. I'm probably doing the best time I done did. I done figured out what's going on with my shoes, by the way. Those that's going to try these Vibums, these 5-finger ones, the racing ones, they come kind of tight. So one of the things I noticed when I took the socks off and just ran, I know my feet is numb right now. It's kind of chilly right here. But once I took the socks off, it feel a lot better, a whole lot better. So that's the sidebar. With that, this brother Hakeem, I say peace.
Community was just hands down. That was our choice. It was a no-brainer. It's like a friendship thing to me.
It makes it so nice dealing with people that have the same values as you.
I feel that Community Bank does care about not only my business, but me personally.
Community Bank still has enough power, but small enough to have personal touch.
They're working with you. They're like the old-time bank. When I first started, that's the way the old banks used to be. And Community seems to be that bank, the same old bank.
Please, I'm back. I'm trying to figure out the technology, so please forgive me. And this is killing my time on my run. I'm trying to hit that 5 miles. But take the time. This is powered by Oxywater. And like I said, I got a new device I'm using. I'm trying a water pack. Carry 1.5 liters of water. Help me as far as my runs. Keep my melodious voice sounding good. You know how it goes. Anyway, you know how we do. But now, on to the I need for some of you that's listening to go on and sign up for the 360-mile quest. It's a spiritual quest. We're doing it. The exercise. I've made it for you to study on it. Just take time for study, time for other type of workouts. You can add that as you will. But, you know, my major piece is running. And speaking of that brings me to the reason I'm doing this show today. Check it out. I get a card up here. I do talk, but I'm gonna label the magic lamp. And as many there's various versions of this, but this one is mine. All right, here we go. Because I had to switch some things up in my tribe with some young people, as well as some older people, because the old style initiations are not ever coming back. We need to be clear on that. They're never coming back. So we have to be aware of, we have to be aware of, what we have to be aware of is the fact that they're never coming back. So, what we have to do is start adjusting. What I did with Gye-Nyame, start adjusting. I'm doing a new style, self-initiation. And this story is one of the reasons for it, or this idea, this concept is one of the reasons I went to this. So here we go. Now, many people are familiar with the story of Adam's Lamb. Very good story. Very powerful metaphor. But in my research, I have been looking for the beginning of Aladdin's tale, or what exactly the root of the story. So, one of the things I found looking through the history is this. Genie is a European version of the word jinn. Now, what are jinn? Alright, what are jinn? Jinn in the Arabic tradition, or in the Arabic spiritual tradition, and in Islam, are in the sense spirits. They fill in the gap between man and angel. Okay? So, these jinn have great abilities. They know they're spiritual. They have great powers. So, the legend of Aladdin comes out of the tradition of the jinn. Now, one of the things that I want to stress, because when my son was younger, I went through the Arabian Nights. I ain't read all 1,000 tales or however many it was, but one thing I will say that I did do, definitely, I looked up at the tales to see that genies, or jinn popped up over and over again. Of course, me, being a man of symbols, being simple literate, understanding that by understanding the symbols in my life, I give myself power. Understanding this, I start looking into what a jinn was. To me, what is a jinn? Before we get into that, let's look at the Western tradition. Now, hold on, let's stay with it for a second. Because this is part of it. Now, the whole lamp concept fits into the Arabic tradition this way. Now, check this out. One of the things that I learned was that jinns or genies didn't willingly go into the lamps. Of course not, right? No. One of the stories about how jinns get lamps is, one, they are either food or force. Now, one of the major forces that used to put jinns in battles was Solomon. Because along with the wisdom that Solomon got, they say, legend says that Solomon had power over everything. Because as our ancient ancestors named, or our ancient ancestors said a long time ago, he knew their names. And the original name is the essence. That's what our ancestors said. And when you call a thing by his original name, by his true name, it understands you and it obeys. So part of Solomon's wisdom was being able to receive every living being's name, angelic to demons. And in knowing their names, he was able to control. Now legend goes that Solomon's temple was supposedly not built by men, but built by angels, jinn, and demons. And the ones, especially the jinn, that didn't listen, that wanted to rebel against Solomon. Solomon would seal them into a lamp with his ring. He would take them, force them into a lamp by uttering their names, saying his command, sealing them in the jar, leaving them there for eternity, and making certain rules that they had to follow to get out. That's how we get the wish. When somebody released them, it was a tradition for them to grant that person's wish. Now let's skip to the Western tradition. When the stories, those Arabian Nights stories, came to America, the closest word, or not America, to Europe, the closest word that Europeans had for jinn was genius. What is genius? Now, this is where we get to the power of this thing. Genius. What is genius? In ancient traditions, in European traditions, especially the Romans, a genius was the spirit that a human being was born with. And when you aligned yourself up with the spirit that lied in you, you became very wise. You became very good at a certain skill that your genius was, in a sense, put here to do. So genius was a spirit, and that was the closest word that they had to jinn. And you don't need to get no closer than that. So when we go back and we look at this genie, this lamp, and the concept of a spiritual being trapped inside of a lamp, it starts to make a little bit more sense symbolically for us. The story is layered. One, for children. Two, for immature adults. Three, for the spiritual wise. Now, here's the secret. The genie is, in a sense, your higher self. The lamp is your body. Now let's get to it. In order to get the genie out of the lamp, what do you have to do? In order to get the genie out of the lamp, an individual has to rub the lamp. You have to irritate the lamp. Now, if genie is the spirit, and to release it, you have to irritate the lamp, which is your body. How do you irritate your body? How do you irritate the lamp? How do you rub your body? Now, I know some of y'all sitting out there thinking crazy, gonna go home and jack off. I want to take it to another level. Think about this. When you exercise, when Gye-Nyame men and women run, when we exercise and we form and shape our body, we are rubbing the magic lamp. We are releasing a genie. Now, this is the trick about a genie or a genius. We have to be very specific about what we ask this genie for. Very specific. Because you got to think about this. According to ancient tradition, this spirit, this genie, has been locked up inside of a small container for a long time. Now, most of us who have ever been locked up at something, whether we've been locked up in jail, or whether we've been locked up in the army or the military, whether we've been locked up in schools or locked up in the church our whole life, when we're let free, the first thing we want to do is run. We want to get out and we want to experience the things that we think we missed. This spirit, this higher self, is no different. And when we rub this out, we have to be prepared to answer or be prepared to ask this genie for exactly what we want. This genie, in a sense, does not necessarily want to serve us, or it can't serve us. Let me say that. because our mind is seeking more towards satisfying our earthly needs rather than satisfying the true needs of human beings, or the true needs of a human being, because we're not just flesh. There's other parts of it. So when I ask for something from my genie, from that spirit within, from that higher power that lies within me, when I ask for it, oftentimes it will backfire. You see this over and over again in these Aladdin stories, where an individual makes a wish, and over again, the wish backfires on them because they didn't act properly. So here we go. Let's get on to it. Let's get down to it. So in order for me to really utilize my genius, to really utilize the genie within me, first off, I got to irritate the lamp. I got to move the lamp. I got to shake the lamp. I got to knock the dust off the lamp and get it moving and get it in shape so that the genie can come out. When the genie come out, I got to be very specific about what I want that genie or that genius to do for me. If not, it's going to trick me. That's the way of the universe. We got to be prepared for this, and we got to look at this, and we got to really see this, because what happens is many of us, we get access to these spiritual powers, and we just don't know it, and because our mind is not focused, because our mind is not clear, we end up asking for something, and it ends up turning into a curse. This happens over and over again in those stories, in the Arabian Nights. It's incredible. So what we have to do is use our mind to, in a sense, control the genie. And I think this is where it ties in with the Sphinx. Now y'all like, oh Lord, here you go. Look, the Sphinx. What is the Sphinx? The Sphinx is a beast. Beast. What does a beast represent? Beast represents uncontrollable energy. Not just something wild running around. It's uncontrolled, powerful energy, destructive energy. And what happens to this energy when you take a man's head or a woman's head that's clear and thinking clear and put it up on top of this beast? It sits down and is controlled. So, now, as Gye-Nyame men and women, those of you that are, we need to start rubbing our lamp on a daily basis. I mean, get your ass up. If you have to walk, start off walking and moving your body. Start doing some push-ups. Start doing some sit-ups. Start thinking about what it is you truly want and the implications of what would happen if you got them. One of the things that I was very shocked about was that when a lot of people were asked what would make their life better, a lot of them said that winning the lottery will make their life better. But from what I understand and from some of the research that people have shared with me through my study on the internet and listening to CDs and DVDs over and over again, that people who usually win, a majority of the people that win this lottery, this life-changing lottery, this life-changing amount of money, usually end up destroying their lives within 3 years. What I want you to do is to really think about if you received what it is you think will make your life better, how would your life truly turn out? Don't just think with your passions. Don't just think with your pockets or your dick or your other sexual organs or whatever. Don't just think with that. I want you to really, really walk it through in your mind. If you was to receive what it was that you were asking for in your present state, would it work out for the best for you? So, get up, rub that lamp. Get up, irritate that lamp. Force that genius out. Force that genie out. Force that higher self out. And you get more than 3 wishes. You receive much more than 3 wishes. Once you have this power working with you, working hand in hand with you. You'll be surprised. This power goes by many different names, and all you got to do is just go and get it. All right. This is Brother Tim. I'd like to thank you for your time. This is on mile 3. Yes, I'm walking right now because I completed my 5 miles, and I'm going to look at my meter back here. It's going to tell me what my time was, but hopefully I see some of y'all out there to support. Those that are interested in more information, check out my blog at GNJMedia.support.blogspot.com. Thank you for listening to the Spreaker. I wish I could put it up live, but with that, I say peace. Peace. This is Brother Tim. I'm on mile 3 for real. And I'm alive. I got it working. I'm out here on my run. I hit mile 3. And this is one of the best stress relievers. So after the first couple of 100 yards, you're not thinking about the job. You're not thinking about the issue. Your mind starts coming up with reasons why, or at least my mind. Let me speak for myself. My mind come up with reasons why I should stop. Another part of me has to dig down deep and say, this is why I need to keep going. You know, it's important that as we do this quest, this journey, we are clear on the reasons why we do what we do. I have to remind myself on my runs that I'm not just running for me. I'm running for my family. I'm running for those friends. I'm running for those in my life that need prayer. I'm running for the kids that I work with. One of my favorite proverbs says, if it is not yours, it is not a sacrifice. If there is no suffering, there is no sacrifice. When I run, I put my body up. Fuck the talk, fuck the pretty prayers and all that. I'm putting my body up on the line. I'm putting my ankles, my legs, my calves, my back. I'm pushing my heart to it, thoughts to it. Feel like it's about to explode. So I can make a better world for myself and those that I love. When we become clear about why we do things, when we find that clarity, it gives us a strength that outweighs any negatives. If you are clear what you're doing, you go into a losing battle and turn it into a victory. Clarity. I remember one scene, of course, you know, I always got to go into movies. One scene that particularly sticks out for me from, I think it was Empire Strikes Back. And Yoda was talking about he was talking about one of the Skywalkers, but it had to be Luke, because Luke, they know his daddy was the scourge of the universe, yeah. But anyway, Yoda talked about the importance of a Jedi being here and now. Well, a lot of things got together, but I guess I did my head. Little sirens shit. Anyway, he said, never was your mind here and now. Never. And for me, that's the definition of clarity. And that's what this 360-mile quest does. It forces you to focus on the here and now. When you learn it, when you work it out, you go to a fantasy for a minute. But eventually, your ass is going to wake up. Eventually, you're going to have to deal with that pain. You have to deal with that suffering. You have to find something or someplace to put it. Because if you don't, it will destroy you. It's like with clarity. Just bring me back. Right now, this is about the sickness. Clarity. You are a lion tamer. Now, the beast, let's just say a beast tamer. And the beast that you get to cage with are faster and stronger than you. In many ways, more cunning than you. Because their survival is based on their ability to take flight, on their ability to move at a moment's notice, and to take advantage of one weak moment. So, you are a disadvantage. That's why when you step into the cage, this challenge, this quest, you start pushing yourself. Whether you're on my 160-mile quest, doing some of the other brothers, doing some other things, when you step into that cage, that beast will destroy you. Whether that beast be your personal sorrow, your personal anger, your personal pain, all those things are beasts, and you need to be able to tame them. Now, but I just don't want to dwell on the negatives, because the positive beast will throw you into a creek and destroy you as well, because they are beasts too. One of the key lessons that I was able to get from the African Openness to the Tree of Life, and I'm sharing this with you, it's one of the most powerful books that I have been blessed to read, and I suggest that everyone in my circle read it, and everyone that's listening to the show should try to get a copy of it. I will put it up on my site and also for sale, but in there, the way the ancestors play with the words is marvelous, because that's where I started discovering about the art of layers, because every time I read that book, whatever phase I'm in my life, I get something different. I could be having a major problem. Sit down, open that book, solution come from a proverb that I didn't understand 2 years before that. This book has been in my life for over 20 years and has never, ever failed me. But one of the things that I learned from it was looking at the language that was spoken. Now, in there's a piece that talks about the unbalanced passions being an enemy to consciousness. The unbalanced passions being an enemy to consciousness. Now, going back to the beast, and you entering the cage, and you trying to tame your beast, trying to tame your addictions, trying to tame your anger, trying to tame your pain, trying to tame your joy, trying to tame your pleasure, trying to tame those things that make us smile as well as make us smile. Because the key words speak of in the book that which we like is unbalanced passions. So that means the passions themselves are not bad. What it means is when they are unbalanced, they become dangerous. So all of the passions that we have, if they are in our life and they are unbalanced, They are dangerous, very dangerous, and we need to be aware, and we need to watch, and we need to be clear about how we're going to deal with it. All right? We move into the cage, and Jamie, we use our whip, which symbolically, I mean, you going to break it down symbolically, to get the beast's attention, to fill him with fear and the desire to do what we want so that we leave him alone, and we tame them, and we get them to do the tricks that we want them to do, rather than us doing the tricks and getting the things that they want us to get. Trust me, I've experimented with this, I've played with it, I have sampled different things, passions I've been through my life, unbalanced, and caused great havoc. So, one of the whips that I use, as I called it in the genie analogy, rubbing the lamp, one of the whips I use now is working out. Doing these runs, getting into the competitions, seeing other people running faster than me. I might be able to do it a minute faster, so I might be able to come first in the race of two. So, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. And remember that on mile 3, if this is on mile 3, this is fueled by ice. I'm about to go in the house, take me a sip right now. Hell with a sip. I'm gonna get to go. Gotta wash my feet. Toes is killing me. These shoes are working out good, by the way. Check out my blog on 5 books, 5 fingers. They're working out. I just got a blister. You know, I'm running a little bit faster than I had before. So, things are getting better for me. So, with that, I want to say peace. Hit my blog up at GNJMedia.support for more information about Gye-Nyame Tribe and the workshops and self-mastery. Be sure to check out my book, The Player's Pyramid, as well, because in the Player's Pyramid, one of the first tools that I talk about is clarity. You know, being clear in what you want, you know, but it's basically clarity and having clarity and being able to see what it is that you want and move towards it. Also, check out my meditation CD called Meditation by the Numbers. It'll help you overcome some of the stresses and problems that you may have in your life, as well as running. Running does the same as well. But you know, I'm gonna do a CD on running real soon too. Maybe a video, and be looking out for my latest book. I got 4 books out actually. I got Player's Pyramid. I have The Lost Art of Storytelling, using stories to improve your life, basically. And then I have Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook. It's basically a collection of proverbs and stuff that I studied over a year and a half. And I just wanted to share the method that we've been using in Gye-Nyame for a long time to get the secrets out of the proverbs. So with that, Brother Hatim says peace, and y'all have a good evening. Oh wow, this is Gye-Nyame Journey. I am upset. Not really, but y'all feel me.
Community was just hands down. That was our choice. It was a no-brainer. It's like a friendship thing to me.
It makes it so nice dealing with people that have the same values as you.
I feel that Community Bank does care about not only my business, but me personally.
Community Bank still has enough power, but small enough to have personal touch.
They're working with you. They're like the old-time bank. When I first started, that's the way the old banks used to be. The community seems to be that bank, the same old bank.
Peace, this brother Tim. I'm up here at the Shisha Lounge, chilling. Once again, Gye-Nyame journey is back up and moving. I ain't did none in a while. I've been on doing my mouth shit because I've been running. But I had an opportunity to interview one of my brothers. And of course, you know, on Gye-Nyame journey, I try to bring you uplifting information. And this is one brother who I have watched throughout his life strive to do things for himself as well as his family to make things better. I'm going to allow him, I know him as Jamal. He's a hip-hop artist, one of the true ones that's out there that's out moving his own units and stuff like that. And I want to pick his mind of success. And hopefully he'll be wise enough and ain't hating to learn to use his shit to help you as well as support his shit. So, what are some of the projects and things you're working on?
Okay, my name is Damari Faust. I'm originally from the Bronx, but I've been in Columbus since I was a child. I've been doing my music thing for a little while now. I got a video on YouTube called I Feel Like that I'm pushing right now. I got a project in the street called Deadly Save. I dropped in 2010. I'm on a long list of projects like from Columbus artists and a couple others, you know what I'm saying, outside of the state. But I've done mostly I've gotten everything at home. So, you know what I mean? We got our own industry here, so I'm supporting our industry, you know what I'm saying?
All right, you mentioned dinner in the movie. Dinner in the movie.
5,000.
You moved 5,000 yourself.
I mean, it wasn't exactly by myself, me and 2 other people.
Y'all moved 5 straight. And using the internet.
Yeah, and using the internet. And what about, we did about maybe, it took about 5 months, 6 months.
That's spectacular, man. What was some of the techniques that you used?
Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is with music, you know, like everybody's really trying to break into the entertainment industry. I had to, you know, approach things differently because, like, one, everybody was like mostly doing internet sales, doing internet stuff. Nobody really putting nothing on the streets, especially the streets of Columbus. So at that time, it was just a broad, open. The only other person that probably was doing anything on the street level was Rock. But there was nobody else out moving. Everybody trying to do internet stuff and dropping stuff on that piff and this and that and this and the third. I said, well, I'm going to get back to the streets. But like on the internet, you know, you're a faceless person. I'm a faceless person telling you to get my mixtape. But when we're on the street, it's a different thing because I have to approach you and get to know you. You know what I'm saying? I have to, you know, some kind of vulnerability there. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I see you, I just stop you in the middle of the street and you're going to just talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name is Damari. You know what I mean? I got to see, you know, for you to want to buy it, you know what I'm saying? I have to be saying something. Like, we have to build, like, you know, even if it's just that quick, we're building a relationship. You know what I'm saying? That fast. Because, like, I had so many people buy the CD and they came back and was like, damn, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I like your music. You know what I mean? So just kind of spread like wildfire. You know what I mean?
That's hot. So you said that one of the secrets, because we ain't been, is that one of the secrets was building relationships with people. So you looked at them a little bit deeper than just customers.
Yeah, nah, they're not customers. It's a person that says, like, okay, say for instance, like food. Food, you have to buy food, you know what I'm saying, because you have to survive. But I don't look at you like that if you're buying my music. You're deciding to give me a and spend your money on somebody that you've never heard their stuff before. So it's a different thing. You're not a customer. I have to basically kind of almost hustle you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get you to believe that my product is worth the X amount of dollars that I'm asking you, and you willing to take a chance and buy that from me. So we have to, you know what I'm saying?
That's a major key, building those relationships. Hey, I'm about to get out on the street with my books now. You done motivated me and shit. So now, Peace, yo. This is how I'm going to finish the interview. We had to go straight to the podcast, so catch the first part live. and I'll update that when I get done with this one. But I'll continue to interview with DeMar, and we were talking about building relationships to sell things. We got cut off when I was asking him about how many units did he move on the internet, and also to speak about some of the strategies, because you got a lot of friends on Twitter and Facebook, and you're one of the ones that I noticed that's using Twitter and Facebook effectively. I don't see you putting up a lot of the personal bullshit out there. I see you trying to utilize the internet for what it is, a perfect tool for leveling the playing field. So, talk to us about your relationship with the internet.
The internet is like, it's like, to me, that's like a land of opportunity for real. Like, there's so many people that you can reach like so fast on the internet. So, what I'm doing is like I'm building, that so I can reach people that don't just live in Columbus or just live in Ohio, or I'm trying to, because I got a nice following from the West Coast too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got people out west that like my music, in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm using that to be able to branch out to those people as well, because I don't want to just keep my career here. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is like I go and I say motivational things, and you know what I'm saying, I try to get to know people, have them get to know me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like, we as artists, we use the internet wrong. Like, we just post just all of our stuff all the time. We're just always posting our, our links and our videos and everything like that. But, you know what I'm saying, you should, like, get more personal with people and let them get to know who you are, you know what I'm saying, as a person. Because, like, once they see who you are as a person, then, you know what I'm saying, they'll start to maybe want to hear what your music sounds like and see what you're selling and stuff like that. Be like, oh, he's a cool dude. He's cool.
How many friends you got on Facebook?
I think I'm tipping around 4,000 now. I done got, like, I know, over this last week, I got about, like, 57 friend requests last week.
How about Twitter?
Twitter since last Friday to Thursday, I've had like 116 followers.
Total?
Total.
Okay, I mean, is it joined? How many total?
That's just joined.
Okay.
And total, I got because I got on Twitter kind of late for real, so I had about 450, and now I got 616.
Have you checked your cloud? You use that cloud segment off?
I haven't used that yet. I'm still learning. I'm still learning everything too.
Check that shit out. Hey, because the internet dude, I'm trying to tell you, listen. For those out there, check out my podcast from yesterday on my Mile 3 when I was, because I get high running and shit. And I was thinking, and I'm reading these books. Understand that on the internet, the next 2-3 years is going to be another 2 billion people joining it. You know what I'm saying? From all over the world. And they're going to be looking for and hungry for good music, good product. If you got that, you know what I'm saying, these people come from what will be considered third world countries. If you link in with them, 99 cents on the motherfucker cross seas is still 99 cents.
All that. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, like, because I know, like, the first thing I did, my first mixtape was small. But, like, the reason why I haven't released anything in 2 years is because I'm trying to build up a real clientele now, you know what I'm saying, on the internet, because, I understand, like, there's so many different things out there just on the computer, you know what I'm saying, so I can do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying.
How you doing?
Yeah, you know what I mean, so.
Need some money?
That's okay.
But hey, all right. So here we go. Now let's go on this journey here, because you've been around me a long time, so I'm pretty familiar with the system and shit. Either consciously or subconsciously, right? But so the first thing that I always talk to people about, even though we got into some shit prior to, is at every point in our journey's life, in the hero's life, somebody
successful life become a separation, where you have to separate yourself from everything that's going on, from the bullshit that a lot of times we experience.
Right.
There's a point where every hero has a calling.
Right.
What was your calling? What caused you to start doing your music?
Like I've been around rappers for like maybe from my senior year in high school on to when I like really started actually like rapping like for real, like wanting to really do hip hop music as a career. You know, so at first it was kind of a thing that was more recreation, but when my brother Jamal got murdered, it kind of showed me like, okay, life, like one, you never know when life is going to be taken away from you. Like it can happen at any given time. You know what I'm saying? And like it just kind of hit me like, damn, like I ain't got nothing to lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to live and I'm going to die. So I'm going to do what I want with my, you know, I'm at least, you know, like I want to die and know that I didn't try to live out what I wanted to really do with my life. You know what I'm saying?
So your call came after a dear friend was murdered. Now, in a sense, you had to wrestle with your mortality, the fact that you might not be around too much longer.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because there's never no telling. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, people. You don't got to be doing nothing bad to get your number called. You know what I'm saying? It just happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. So I was just like, I can't. You know, and I just think about everything I had done up until that point, you know what I'm saying, and when I realized that, and I felt like, damn, I haven't done anything to be able to leave my mark on the world, or for somebody to say, Damari did something great, I did something great, or somebody to, you know what I mean, to associate myself, because every person has something that people associate with them, and me, I didn't have that, except that, you know what I'm saying, so I was like, all right, I'm going to do this, and this is what I'm going to do, like, you know, that's what I've always wanted to do. I just was scared, you know, about what people was going to say and what everybody was going to think and stuff like that. And I knew I wasn't that good, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to become good. I'm going to work at it, and I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to master this. Because then, like, after I master the art and how to put everything together, from there, I'll be able to do everything else, you know what I'm saying?
So for a while you was wrestling with this thing that we got in America where motherfuckers think that you're supposed to just be able to sit down and be able to do something quick. You had to get over that fear.
Right.
What were some of the things that, I mean, because you used the key word mastery, what were some of the processes that you put yourself through to kind of master your craft? What did you do? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
like the simple things, like, you know, I would like listen to, you know, a rapper, you know what I'm saying, and not just one type of rapper, like, cause like I'm originally, like I said, I'm from New York, but I grew up in the Midwest, so we listen to everything here. So I listen to everybody, like, and not even trying to fight their style, but just trying to listen to how they put their stuff together and what they do. So I listen to Tupac, I listen to 50 Cent, I listen to Pimp C and Bun B from UGK, I listen to Jay-Z and Nas, and I was listening to people that actually could really, you know, like, you know, the type of music that I like to make and like that I felt was me, because everybody has a type of music that they listen to that's their expression. Like, they just not expressing it on the song, but like, you know, Tim likes this type of music because that's how he is, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's basically what I did, and, you know, I just basically studied the game, because I was like, you know, I'm not going to be able to do anything, you know, I'm not going to be able to do anything like, you know, as far as a career if I don't master at least the art first, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So mastery, dude, that's one of the key pillars of Gye-Nyame, dude, mastery. We got to get out here and start mastering things. So now let me ask you this, because now you took the call, but was there a few times, because every hero receives a call, but we don't always respond to it at first, because I kind of noticed the talent in you from one of the first tracks that I got, and I still got the track, and I'm For those that want to buy it, I can sell that shit to you. But it's called The Matrix and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen the spark in you before, maybe before you even realized you had the spark.
Yeah, you definitely did, and like Kid Magic did as well. But I just didn't believe it, like, because it's just like when you go to school with somebody and like you never think like, oh yeah, that person might be famous one day or that person could be the next Michael Jordan because you know him. So it was like I kind of didn't think that about myself. Like, well, I mean, I'm just Damari. Like, ain't nobody going, really take me seriously or listen to me or, you know what I'm saying? So, I just kind of played I kind of mentally messed myself up for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because I finally grew some balls, you know what I'm saying? I just like, damn, I just was holding myself back this whole time for real.
So you realize you was holding yourself back, which is a major man step, a major heroic step, because all heroes got to realize, everybody on the journey got to realize that it's not the obstacles that you really hold us back, it's really ourselves. So the next step is, of course, separation. So in order to get mastery, a lot of times you got to separate yourself from the bullshit around you. When did you realize that you need to separate yourself, and how did the separation take place in your life?
Well, like I just started kind of weighing out some things. Like, you know how like every now and then you just have an epiphany, like you just wake up and you just come to the realization of some shit. And like, one day I just, like one of my bros that went to jail and everybody was sitting around all gloomy and sad. And I just was thinking like niggas, we all went to jail. Didn't nobody ever break down like this before. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that was everybody so sorry because he done went to jail. Like, he ain't going about to do life, you know what I'm saying? But, I just was like, but niggas was really salty. And then when I came to the realization of why they were salty, like, it just kind of hit me like, damn, like, I've been around this shit. I've been putting myself in this situation and playing with my life and fucking around for so long. Like, I just like, man, I can't keep doing it, you know what I mean? Like, I was putting myself in situations that I didn't have to really be, you know what I'm saying? And, and then a lot of people that I was around didn't have the same vision that I had, they didn't really support me, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. I just was like, okay, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to do this, I need to have my foot all the way in this. Like, I can't be teetering back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like one day, somebody could have did some shit in the street and I become the victim of it because I'm associated with this person when in actuality I'm not living that life. I'm trying to do rap music. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't think that was fair to me, you know what I'm saying? So I just was like, I hope nobody ever really took it personally, but it just was time for it to grow up. It was just time to grow up. That was it. Like, I got tired of it. I was just like, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to do music. This is what I want to do. And if you're not about that same thing, then there's no reason for us to be really fucking with each other like that to that point. You know what I'm saying?
No love lost. I just got to move on with my life. I mean, I've been there and did that 1,000 times and shit, and that's an important piece for everybody on this journey. So now we move to the next part because that separation part is hard because you have to lose yourself from what you used to be. Right. To start going to make room for what you're about to become. Right. So now we move into the mentor piece. Because you see at this point in time, you get mentors, whether there is an actual person or whether it's a book or whether it's a certain song or something that comes along that is like a magic moment, a good advisor or something like that. What was this for you? What came to you?
Well, I mean, for me, it just was like, me and my mom had actually tried to start working on having a relationship together. So you taught me a lot of things as well, though, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I took a lot of stuff that you had taught me, you know what I'm saying? And like, my mom, me one day, like, we never really got along, you know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time not being around her throughout my childhood. I really didn't know her. She really didn't know me. for real. Like, she knew me because I was her son, but we didn't really know each other as people. So, you know what I'm saying, we was getting to know each other, and, you know what I'm saying, this was like, you know, she just was like, you know, I just want you to be happy, and, you know, I just want you to do what you think you should do. Like, don't, you know, I got your back no matter what we go through, no matter if we don't talk or whatever. Just know you do got somebody that believes in you, you know what I'm saying? She could tell me, like, shoot for the stars, you know what I mean? Because we only get to live one time, you know what I mean? After that, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So I just was like, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to live my dream, you know what I mean? Just, you know, I had another baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that just kind of just putting a battery in my back. And I just was like, I didn't want to waste a lot of things that you have taught me, you know what I'm saying? And just, I don't feel like I could use them at a job. You know what I'm saying? I can't use those tools at Wendy's. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to do nothing. So I just was like, I feel like I went through this whole thing for a reason. So that was like my motivation of like, all right, I'm going to put something out now. You know what I mean?
Cool. All right, so now we move past the mentor. Now we move to the initiation phase. This is where we start getting initiated in our class. Mastery, we moving towards mastery and separate ourselves. We got our mentor, we got our motivation to move forward. And now initiation is the rough part, the hard part, where we are, in a sense, broken down so that we can grow into what we're going to be. Can you give us a small description of your personal initiation and some of the lessons that came out of it?
Okay. My initiation is kind of crazy. Okay. You know what I'm saying? What had happened was I had lost my job, and like around the same time that I put out the CD, like, you know, I just put out maybe about 2 weeks before, and I was like, you know, and then I got laid off. So I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, and I've been saying to God, like, this whole time, like, I wish I could just live off my music. I wish I could just live off my music. And then one day, like, I just got my wish, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it was crazy, you know, so I had to get out there and sell my music and everything like that, you know what I mean? And it just caught me super off guard for real, like, but I had to get out here and really take care of my business, you know what I mean? And, you know, it was like one of the hardest things I ever did, for real. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, but, like, I got here out of, like, selling CDs and stuff like that, and it just, you know, it was hard, and like showing up to shows and stuff like that, and, you know, people don't know who you are, and I dress crazy, so they're looking at how I was, you know, I was dressed, I look different than everybody, and my music was different, so I just had to really earn my peers' respect, because, like, in any field, you get the furthest, you know, the person that gets the furthest gets respect from their peers as well as, you know, the regular people. So that was just basically my thing.
One of the major things that I want to give you big ups for was that you had the courage to be different. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of MCs, they all sound like they came off the same assembly line. Like, you know what I'm saying? And your style and shit was different. Your dress was different. Your attitude was different and shit. And I want to give you props for that. And that part of the initiation, because you came out, you came out, you didn't come out another 56, you didn't come out another Jay-Z, you came out Damari, modern day hippie, Damari, Midwest fighter, and you constantly recreate yourself. What is it about recreating yourself that's so attractive to you? Because I done seen the progression, I done seen the changes in your style. What is it that's so appealing or so important to you about constantly changing like that? Why is that something important?
Like, I was like at the point where I was finding myself, you know what I'm saying, through a lot of things, and I had to, you know, like, you know, during the process of finding myself, you know what I'm saying, I went through a lot of things. I was just trying out certain different things, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying this to see if this worked for me, and trying that, trying this, and then one day, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I stumbled upon me, like, okay, well, I should just be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe because, like, you know, I can't talk about, you know, can't nobody tell me about what I went through better than I can. You know what I'm saying? or tell anybody my story better than I can. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? I just like, you know, I think like that's a part of hip hop that's missing is people not being scared to be personal. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody's trying to keep us like this wall of I'm tough or I got money or, you know what I'm saying, I got this or I got that. Like, you know what I'm saying, everybody's building a wall. All the artists are building a wall in front of their fans. And like me, I'm trying to do the title. Obviously, I want you to get to know me and, you know, see why I do what I do and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to mess around and be headed down the path to have another kid that grew up like I did. I could be 30, and you can hear some shit and be like, damn, like, I do that. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so that's basically what it was. Like, I mean, I look at it because, like, music defines society, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's what everybody's doing right now, and I'm just trying to be different and, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, tell people, like, you know, be who you are. Like, don't kill yourself trying to be like this person or do what this person did, you know what I'm saying? Live your life, do what you want to do, because everybody got different journeys and paths, you know what I mean?
Right. Now, and one of the things I want to stress to you is that in this new market that we were just talking about earlier on the first part that was live before we had to go to the podcast because we couldn't get a Wi-Fi signal. And, you know, I'm kind of pissed off. I'm paying all this money. I need to be able to get Wi-Fi where the fuck I am. But, you know, let me say this. The people that stand out, the market right now is open, wide open for people that stand out. So always remember that. Always hug on to that. That might be one of the key pieces that I think you might have picked up in your personal initiation, because we never stop with our initiation. We make it towards one level, and when we think we done, some other shit hit us, and it's time to do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So now we made it to the initiation phase, and we on the final phase now. You didn't die. You gave birth to yourself. You're willing to die again, and you rebirth yourself. And your music reflect that. And you mentioned something about the artist shape and mold society. I call artists the vanguard of the revolution. Artists the vanguard of change, because what the artist see and what the artist rap about builds the reality for everything. And I want to make sure that people understand that there's a distinct difference between hip hop and rap. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these motherfuckers is out here faking is just rapping. They're not really involved in hip hop. But that's a whole nother story. You can catch it on another one of our podcasts and shit, because I love hip hop. I am hip hop. So these fake motherfuckers gonna have to hear from me later on before I pass on. But now let's move to the last part. This is where you reintroduce yourself. Now we done talked about your whole path that you done went through. Now what I want to talk about a little bit is the reintroducing of the Mari Faust, as who the Mari Faust was. How did you reintroduce yourself, and how did people react around it? It's important, and I want to stress this, it's important that right now you document for those that's coming up behind you who's going to be bold enough to want to stand out and want to be different. What are some of the challenges that they're going to have to look at? You know what I'm saying? Look forward to.
I mean, like a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's just going to be people, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, we all, you know, people are judgmental, and it's just like you got to grow, you got to have rhinoceros skin to be able to do this, because, you know what I'm saying, if you're a person that is that like, and I'm a person, I used to take things real personally and everything, but I had to grow up and understand, like, everybody, you know, certain people are just who they are, like, just like we are, you know what I mean? So I don't judge people because I don't want to be judged, you know what I'm saying? So, and it doesn't work all the time, but I never change who I am to try to suit or benefit anybody else, you know what I mean? So I just was like, you know, I'm going to be who I am, and, you know, I'm just going to put myself out here, and I'm just going to force you to listen to me, because you're going to keep, you know, after a while, like, if you keep on hearing about a person, or you keep on seeing this person, you're going to want to know something about them. And I just kept myself in the loop with everything. Like, I did a lot of shows. Like, I went down to Mississippi. I did some shit down there. I did shows down in Atlanta. I just was doing a lot of stuff. Like, when the High Hip Hop Awards tour was here, I was there for that. I went up to Joe Budden and Lil Flip. I just put myself out here to the point where you had to, like, be like, who is this dude with all these tattoos? Like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And that's just basically what happened. Like, I was fearless with it. I mean, you can't have that.
Right. You got to approach it with a sense of fearlessness, because I'm quite sure you lost a lot of friends because a lot of people measured who they are by the box that they put you in. And when you step outside that box, it makes them uncomfortable.
Right.
So I just want to congratulate you on your success and pray and pour libations for your future success, because I want to be interviewing you after you sell your 100,000 CD and shit. Break me some cash and shit, you know what I'm saying? But hey, this has been Hot Tim. I'm sitting up here interviewing DeMar. Is there any last words, any last words of advice or wisdom that you want to give to some aspiring artists or somebody who might be doing something else that might not be art, but might need to go through the process that you went through for their success? Is there any words of wisdom that you would like to leave them with?
If you was lucky enough to wake up this morning, make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, make the best of it, whatever you want to do. Like, don't ever let a day go by that you don't do something towards your dream, whether it be writing a song or promoting yourself on the internet or, you know what I'm saying, networking with people or whatever it might be. Like, never let a day go by that you don't add bricks onto your castle. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build my castle to the sky, like to the space. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just seize the day, basically. You know what I mean?
Seize the day, yo. He said building the castle, you know, in a player's pyramid. I talk about building a pyramid. Hey, check it out. Player's pyramid, yo. But, I want to end this by saying, of course, you know, the Gye-Nyame journey is fueled by Oxy Water, you know, one of the sponsors. Also, the Chief Shop for allowing us to be up in a spot and hooking me up with hookahs and shit when I come through. And coffee, you know, I walk in, my shit is ready. So if you want a nice experience, come check out the Chief Shop. Me and DeMar gonna get back to chilling up here, you know, because I'm old. I can't be out this late. I gotta be at work. So I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna send this up to the internet. And DeMar, you know, you find it, you send it around. All right. So with that, and also check me out on GNJMedia.support.blogspot.com. Check out my blog. You know, also purchase some goddamn books. You know, like I said, I'm a thousand books from being able to do write part time. I'm 10,000 books from being able to basically retire and do nothing but write. I'm 100,000 books away from being able to hire me to staff and buy account for some of these nation building things that I got going on. I'm 1 million books from being a legend. So hey, and the way the internet is growing, I'm gonna hit them all. The same for tomorrow, you know. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it up. And with that, I say peace. Thank you for listening. This is Brother Tim. I'm on the Gye-Nyame journey today. First off, once again, all my broadcasts are powered by Oxy Water. I really want to thank all those that have been listening, a few of you that have been listening. And today, while I'm on the Player's Pyramid, which is one of my books, you can find it on CreateSpace.com. It's available on Amazon. It's available at Barnes & Nobles as well. Just look up Player's Pyramid. And one of the questions that often come to me is, how did you develop the process? How do we know that this works? Well, the process comes from my experiences in college. I mean, this is how old this is. I sat on this concept for a long time because of my personal fear. I talk about a lot of times, you know, some of us are excellent coaches but horrible players. You know what I'm saying? And I happen to be one of those. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not to admit that I'm a much better coach sometimes than I am a player. But I'm still in the game. I have to get in the game because I'm tired of, in a sense, sitting on the sidelines. So I finally put the book down typos and all, because I had people promise to look at it and go through it. I know what I'm trying to say, but it's kind of hard for an author to step back and look at his own work and edit it. So I had the book for years editing, so it's how it is. So I guess the way it's written shows me who's really paying attention, because those people who really are reading it, regardless, but they will slide me an email and say, hey, on this certain page here, you wrote this, maybe you meant this, and that will cause a conversation. So really, I guess it's a tool to kind of help to see who really paying attention to what's being taught. Now, where did the process come from? How did it develop, and how do I start? I've been I developed the process, or better yet, let's say the process emerged, because I can't even take credit for it, because of course I'm using the Toastin Talkin because I needed something that was familiar to everybody else, to everybody around me. When I was in college, one of the major issues that would always pop up is I had problems with writing papers, because in high school I never had to write any papers over probably 3 pages long. So in college, we get there, it'd be 8 pages. Unfortunately, I guess I could say fortunately, I never got to a class where I had to write a paper over 20 pages. But I needed to come up with some type of way of being able to write papers, because I could squeeze and eke them out, but it would be a painful, long process. I had a good going, but I didn't have the comfort or the confidence that I needed, so I needed to come up with a method. So I started exploring, and fortunately I was thrown into the Afrocentric rites of passage movement that we used to always talk about, along with history, was the principles that made our ancestors great, that helped them thrive, that helped them survive during the times they were struggling. And we really started going into these principles, the laws of Ma'at, the Nguzo Saba that came on the scene much later. But when you look at the roots of the Nguzo Saba, you see that these are tools by anybody. So I wanted to use something that was eternal. I wanted to come in a different way. So I created pyramid. Now, first I looked at Nguzo Saba because they start with emotion. I'm like, well, damn, emotion is where I want to be. Is completion. Is oneness. It's that wholeness that is oneness, and that's where I essentially was trying to get to with my papers. So I said I can't start with emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because emoji is why we look at it. Let me look at the Nguzo Saba from another angle. So I started going through all the principles, and I said, well, I don't want to expect the elders' work, Malana Karenga, by pulling the principles out of order. Something constructive. I'm quite sure the elder wouldn't mind, but I said I want to keep it intact. I want it so that the principle could still be learned, and they could be there would be no rising about how to use the principles or whatever. So what I did was I looked. I said, well, all right, cool. Let's look at this as a building, and emoji is the highest point of the building with foundation. So then, if we look at it in order, the foundation of that was faith or imani. I said, wow, when I think about it, yeah, because I got the information for the paper, but the major issue that I'm having with writing the paper is not information, because all the information is here. I'm at Ohio University, and at that time we didn't have Google, but Ohio State had one of the biggest and best libraries in the world. So my issue wasn't information. And what was at the root of my confidence? My lack of faith in myself to be able to do the paper, to be able to do the work. Now, so I flip the Nguzo Saba over and go up through the Nguzo Saba by first developing faith, My faith will fuel my creativity. My creativity will help me to be able to define my purpose. My purpose will help me pull together my personal resources and my external resources to being able to work my whole being together and work collectively to paper. You know what I'm saying? Pulling on my self-determination to get it done, and finally bringing all of the pieces together in unity with a complete being strange and being the way that I am. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying life the way that I am. I always saw the bigger picture, this concept, and I'm saying, well, damn, this process or this thing that I'm looking at here could work. Not only to write it down, but it could work to start a business, to run a business. It could work to do a whole lot of things if the process is followed. If I trust the process. Because the process, you know what I'm saying? If I trust the process. So I really start looking at it. So I said, oh my God. And I start relating it back through my life. And I start looking at my life as I have been using this process unconsciously throughout my life. Now, let's go to some of these principles, and because some of the things I was thinking about. This is, for those who just tuning in, talking about the Players Pyramid. This is my book. Now, I started thinking about, I'm seeing some of these principles, and I want y'all to really understand. When I was coming up, there was no thousands of channels like now. Let's just say hundreds. I don't want to over-exaggerate. But there was no hundreds of channels, and cartoons weren't on all day. So cartoons was a rarity. So when I really saw a cartoon, I sat down, and I really enjoyed it because there was no VCR for me to rewatch the show when I was little. I really had to get out of the cartoon what was there at the beginning. Same, now with comic books was a little bit different. It was a little bit more work, but I could read through. You're like, what this got to do with it? All right, now, because I was thinking like, as far as putting a team together, superheroes. Whenever I looked at the superhero stories, I saw the shows that I was watching, a lot of times, dealt with a superhero that had to go through a process as I put together. When we look at the beginning of Spider-Man had to develop a faith in himself, being creative. Out of that creativity of him mastering his skill came his purpose, and we could go on and on. We could go through all the superheroes, and we can see this process, Hero's journey that we talk about. This same process arises. You can see it emerging in different language, same process. You know what I'm saying? So now, then, as a hero took himself through all of the steps, and finally became a whole person, he would constantly have to go back of his pyramid or his principles, but he was a whole being. When he became whole as a hero, that's when he was invited, or that's when he ran into a group of individuals that was very similar to him, and they formed a unit. Now, in the cartoons, this was all the time. You know, and in my life, I saw the same thing. Whether we're talking about football, whether we're talking about, because a certain team was a group of individuals in the game that came together and played. And I was fortunate enough to play on championship teams, even though I sat on the bench the majority of the time. Well, I mean, that's a whole nother story, you know. But I have to see how these championship teams were a group of individuals who were confident in their area, and all these whole, just like the Avengers, just like the heroes came together to make the Avengers, just like the heroes came together to make the Justice League of America. Same story, following the same process. Now, for me personally, I saw in sports, I saw it in dancing when breakdancing really was popular when I was young. You have individuals who would specialize at different moves. You had that one person that would master the popping. You had that one person that mastered the uprock. You had that one person that mastered the suicide. You had that one person that mastered the moves. And those people would come together and form a group. Now, in cartoons, in the cartoon sense, when I was young, you would see the same process with the heroes on TV that we couldn't rewind and watch. You would see the same process with Voltron. You see the same process with, I know the Power Rangers. You see, because you'll have those individuals come together and they will form a whole right in front of your eyes on TV and be better than any now. But the point was, those individuals who came together as part of that team had to be whole as a person. They had to be whole in their skill. They had to master it. They had to master it. And that's basically what the Players Pyramid, the bottom line, the underlying theme of the Players Pyramid towards mastery, in whatever skill you are trying to pursue. You're trying to become whole in it. Whole as in mastering that skill, mastering yourself so that you can become the best person that you possibly can. You know, I appreciate all of those who have bought the book, and some of you that are making those that are making comments. I appreciate those who just bought my book or got my book somehow and just letting it collect dust. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I know it works because I've seen it work in my own life. It helped me through college as far as writing papers. It helped me as far as setting up organizations for short term or even settle for long term. So with that, hold on. Had to switch gears. With that, this is Brother Howard. Thank you for your time and your patience. And, of course, this is powered by Oxy Water. And also, this is a long commercial for my book, The Play. Peace. This is Brother Hatim, and I'm just off of mile 3. I did a mile 3, and the thought hit me while I was at the end of my broadcast because I started talking about Cleve. So, you know, I moved to Gye-Nyame journey because I was done with mile 3, and I thought it was a good lesson to come out of the conversation because, of course, you know, some myths and some stories started popping in my head when I ran across this part. And the first thing that I need to do is I need to apologize to all of my warriors. I need to apologize to all those that are in training right now. I want you to hear this from me because I have let a very powerful secret go. So I have to add something to each of your training that I think will give you the power you need. Now, first things first, let's get into the thing that I hit because my battery is low and it's going to be shutting off on me in a second. First things first, magic words. I was working with Cleve today on the Gye-Nyame pledge because every morning I have him get up and say the pledge, I say the pledge, and sometimes when he forget, we say the pledge together. And I show him I got it by memory. And today on his radio show, I had him cover the part of the pledge that he remembered, and very strangely, he didn't remember the part that I thought he would remember, or at least he didn't say the part that I thought he had memorized. The part that he said was, I will use my hands, I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. And I started thinking about that. First off, I was impressed by my son, and I have to let him know that as often as I can because I'm very quick to let him know when I'm disappointed, and I'm trying to be as quick to let him know when I am proud or inspired by him. So And as men, we need to remind ourselves about that, because right now in this world they just got us dispensing discipline, or that's the role we're supposed to play, but that's not the only role that we need to be playing as men. We also need to be nurturers, and we need to nurture the behaviors or promote or whatever you want to call. We must what it is we must do to make sure that we salute the behaviors that we do want. But anyway, back to the magic words. Cleveland remembered this pledge, or part of this pledge, and I got certain men that are in training, warrior training now, that's learning the pledge. Now this is what I did wrong. I didn't really recognize the power of magic words and the thing that makes the magic. Now, we done talked about magic, and I'll get off into that on another CD a little bit more, and if anybody wants some more, and we can have a discussion about it, y'all got all my information, hit me up. Well, anyway, one of the things that I noticed about a lot of these magic pieces is that magic was something that was very secret. Only a select group of people was able to get it. So the magic words were passed from one master magician to his student, mouth to ear. Most of the times it wasn't written down. Now they could write down a bunch of the other stuff, but the real secrets were passed down from mouth to ear. And the one thing that I don't think that I neglected was to understand the power of secrets, because I took the pledge and I put it out there. Now I put it out there in a certain way in the public that's a little bit different than in private. All right, but there's something that's missing that's very important. But I'm gonna add some more in there that's missing that needs to be passed from everybody that's using it to those that's not, that are in a sense becoming initiated into using it. We got to have our little secrets in there, because for some reason secrets generate power. I ain't gonna say for some reason. Secrets generate power because they are cherished and they are taken care of. They are looked at as, in a sense, living things, living ideas that are shared by a select group of individuals. And it's that select group of individuals who take care of these words and cherish these words and empower these words with their life force and their belief and their personal ashe. They power these words up, and these words are able to make magic. Now, what started coming to my mind immediately was that at one point in time in my studies, I found out that ancient Egypt's name, or what we call ancient Egypt, wasn't even the name that the people called it. They called it Kemet. And you will always see Kemet spelled K-E-K-M-T. K-M-T. And I was like, the hell? You know, that ain't a word. That's, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then as I started getting to my so-called spiritual studies, I started looking, and I would see the name of God would be YVHW or YWHW or YVHV, Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? What? That's not a word. Why are they doing this? So I read in the esoteric text that often people would take, or often magicians or those in power who understood the power of words would take out the vowels out of words that was important, because they believed that the vowels were the soul of the word, and everybody didn't have to have or shouldn't have access to the power of the soul of the word, because they was able to control or understand the soul of the word. They could control the word, so they removed the vowels. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, that's kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at that, and it's the secret of the words. I mean, it was keeping that word secret, but putting it out there, because, like, for example, the name Yahweh. Now we just freely say it. People freely say Yahweh, but at one point in time, Yahweh was only allowed to be said one time a year by the high priest. I mean, I really want you to think about this. You got this word for this thing that you worship, that the name of it can only be spoken by the high priest of your nation once a year, right? Now, that's a lot of power being generated, you know what I'm saying, from a secret word. So I'm like, wow, I'm kind of robbing my young brothers of some of the power that these words that they speak as far as this pledge. I'm kind of robbing them by making it public for everybody to get. But I honestly believe that what we got can work for everybody. But I think each individual need to add something private to their pledge. And if they can't do it, some of us that are in the know need to help them add some private things that they create themselves or that you pass on to them to kind of give what they're saying, right? To give it power. Because these words, man, I mean, we just freely speak them out now, but all these words, in a sense, are living things, and we already spoke about the power of memes and ideas and how these words inspire ideas, and if they inspire ideas, they, in a sense, living things. The ideas are living things. So when you speak these words, when you speak the Gye-Nyame pledge, or you speak the prayer that Jesus left for his followers, or you're speaking ideas that are alive, that if truly adhered to and truly understood and truly nurtured, are able to help make changes in your life. Now, my battery is about to go dead, so I'm going to go and finish this out and just say, all we need to remember the power of keeping something secret, keeping it sacred. And then we also need to be able to have those things and make them usable in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So when we give our students or our kids something to remember or something to say, we need to also challenge them to come up with something very personal and private for themselves that they need to say on a daily basis along with what we give them. So I'm going to add that to all my warriors' peace. For all my warriors who are going through the process, I'm going to add that to them. They're going to create that. So with that, I say peace. This is Brother Hatim, and thank you. About emergence. Emergence isn't about luck. Emergence is about people or things applying little cycles, or little systems.
So the melanin embedded in our skin is a gift. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? Too strong? Yeah. We were born to be great. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black?
Ayimbobe is an acronym, Mind, Body, and Universal Balance Empowerment Institute. It is also Zulu. It means lion, of course. With that, we're working with resiliency. We're working with trauma-informed care. With all of the mind-body connections that we need to not only address so many of our ills, but also to heal from them. There's no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. Author unknown. How do you regulate? Yoga, meditation, and Bube. Mind, body, universal balance, empowerment. We're waiting for you. How do you regulate?
Dedicated to this crime life movement. Don't let the foul shit you think can get your frame broken into fragments. My street sweeper like a dragnet. I knock skin off your cheekbone. Don't get caught home alone. I can handle niggas on my own. Look, my advice to you is play in position. D's find you in a fucked up position. Man, why he gagging and shitting? Why he choking and pissing? I don't believe in impossible missions. All I need is a pistol, lighter fluid, and some G-life henchmen who believe in that G.I. teaching. Got a team full of generals and pistols, we keep them. This is for the Black Hoodie Nation and critical thinkers. The bitches who ride with us, dog, they critical thinkers. We fresh in the game, but we the future's leaders. And you fuckers gon' know Jones, but believe in Jesus.
Dog, where you going? I'm seeing him.